This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack.
Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA was hosting an event here on campus when the shot was fired.
Head up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for continuing to support the Kyrie Swerving channel. Ain't no way that this is real. All right, I was at work, scrolling down my timeline a little bit, and I saw what I thought was a hoax at first. I was like, nah, there's no way. But Charlie Kirk was given a speech at the Utah Valley University when a gunman assassinated him, man, in front of at least 2,000 students at the university. This is a crazy, unbelievable story. It was captured on camera. All right, I'm not going to show that here, but, you know, and it was a pretty, the camera angle I saw, first it was a far angle, and then I saw a closer shot, and, you know, given my medical history, working in the medical field, I mean, I was praying after, but to be honest, I said, you know, it's not looking good. And now the news has come down, President Trump being the one to officially break the news that Charlie Kirk has passed away at the age of 31. Let me say rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, man. Prayers and condolences to his family and his kids. He leaves behind a wife and 2 kids, and it's heartbreaking, man. You know, as much as you don't, I mean, hey, man, if you don't agree with people, you're not going to agree with 100%, with anybody 100%, or you shouldn't, besides Jesus. But, you know, to be eliminated because of your views, your political views, man, because I think that this is 100% political. You know, we'll get to the guy that they did take into custody, and I'll show a couple angles and footage of what I think took place. It's being reported that there was a gunman at least 200 yards away, and possibly based on the angle that I saw Charlie get hit from, he could have been up a little bit higher, not necessarily, you know, on the same level, but this is all still speculation. Let me just say, I think that there is an evil taking over this country, a dark cloud that has been over this country, you know, where people rejoice at pain. It is something demonic out here, you know, and I don't know how to advise people besides, you know, just, you know, pray, you know, and pray that your moral compass guides you in the right direction and guides you to, you know, be in the right place at the right time, and pray to Jesus, to God, to whoever you worship, to keep you safe out here, because, I mean, it is treacherous right now. If it comes out in the next few days that this is some sort of radical leftist responsible for this, they have created a martyr in Charlie Kirk. His immortality has been solidified. There will be people that will look into him just because of curiosity about what happened today. You know, and it's all because of a man's thoughts, because of his beliefs. And that's what I don't understand. You know, how we've gotten to this place where you can't even have a conversation with people. The one person that was willing to have a conversation with people on the other side some might say, was Charlie Kirk.
That's a lot of people, you tell you what.
So many people supporting him out there. I bet you he's on top of the world, you know, doing what he does best. Open up for respectful and reasonable debate. Because that's all I've ever seen him do. Since I've been following Charlie Kirk, you know, and I don't agree with everything he says, but from what I've seen, he's been a Christian family man, you know, Christian values that has just been trying to get people to possibly think a little different. I know that he had a lot to do with the election of President Trump's second term. He got a lot of the young vote to turn around for Trump. Maybe that's why he's a threat to Democrats and people on the left and had to be taken out, because possibly Charlie Kirk himself could have been a future politician. You know, and maybe this should be a learning lesson to voices on the conservative party. Whenever you guys are in some of these places, man, you know, these are open for anything to happen, you know, similar to what happened to President Trump. See, this is what I mean. There's people all up on here, all up on these balconies. There's people, you know, I understand. And, you know, he is very courageous for doing these type of events, but maybe even social media people are going to have to start buffing up their security. This is the man that was originally taken into custody, believed to be the quote-unquote alleged shooter.
Shoot me! Shoot me! Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
You heard that exchange? That guy who is believed to be the shooter at this point is saying, shoot me, shoot me. Somebody asks if that's the guy, and the officer responds they don't know at this point. The guy's pants end up falling down. They pretty much like carry him like a hog by his pants and arrest him. When I first saw this footage circulating, I had a question, and I think it's the obvious elephant in the room, you know, because you're going to see all of these officers go hands-on to him. I'm just wondering where the firearm is. All right, people are crowding around the officers and the guy. Where's the gun? This is going to be the best angle I've seen for this theory that there's possibly one or more shooters on the balconies. Okay, this is going to be a cameraman angled behind Charlie Kirk. Eventually, we'll see the tent come into view around this area, but it's going to be panned out to the audience, and we're going to see where there was possibly somebody on the roof. Could it be the alleged shooter? I don't know. Is this thing moving? Is it running? Now, I want to show another angle of somebody else catching something, possibly from another side of the building.
Get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying.
I saw this video and did not understand why the guy recording this did not call the police. You see somebody up on the building there. You know that there's an event probably taking place. I'm sure that they could probably even hear it with the speakers that they have going. And nobody, this guy doesn't report this. I'm telling you, there is some sort of evilness that has a grasp on this country right now. The president went on to post, in honor of Charlie Kirk, a truly great American patriot, I am ordering all American flags throughout the United States lowered to half-mast until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. If you've been a part of the conservative movement for a few years now, you've probably heard about Charlie Kirk. And the things that you've heard have probably been more good than bad. Even though South Park tried to smear his name, he took it and he rolled with the punches. He turned it into a positive, probably gave South Park some of their highest ratings in recent history. This was definitely an act of political violence. The voice that Charlie Kirk had, the influence to try to take him out the way they did because of what Charlie Kirk represented. Conservative, white, straight, married, children. Because of what he represented, and in America, they want to turn that into, public enemy number one instead of really focusing on what's going on, the radicalization that's taking place. And who knows what radicalization might take place due to something like this. The way that this was done, this was calculated, and this was trying to make it as terrible as it could be for people to witness, to silence people. Charlie Kirk was the founder of Turning Point. Could this be a turning point for the country where we stop being divided based on things that don't matter and start understanding the bigger picture? And also, I want us to take a look at the name of the tour that he was on. Okay, he was on the American Comeback Tour. I don't know. Turning Point, American Comeback. Rest in peace again to Charlie Kirk. Prayers and condolences to his family, his wife, his kids. As far as I know, Charlie wasn't being violent with people. He wasn't leading defamation campaigns. He was just stating what he believed. And in America, of all places, we should have that liberty, which we do. But it seems like there are people that don't want certain voices being out there. And that's a terrible, disgusting thing, because those are the same ones claiming that, in my opinion, those are the same ones claiming conservatives or people like Charlie Kirk are authoritarians and they're the tyrants. But yet they're simply speaking and, taken out like that. But that's all I got to say on it for now. Y'all let me know whatever your thoughts are down below. Till the next video, please be safe and stay wavy.